Welcome back to another video on the MLD page. In today's video, we're going to be doing our 2024 NBA awards ballot. So it's pretty self-explanatory. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be making my ballot for top 5 at every single one of these awards. We're going to go from MVP to my defensive player of the year rankings, or my all NBA teams, I mean. We're doing everything but all rookie teams. My all rookie teams, y'all just gonna look at my rookie of the year standings. I'm only doing rookie first team. I don't care about rookies too much. Let's get this going with the MVP. My MVP for the 2024 NBA season is Nikola Jokic. I have Shea Gilgeous following him up, Luka Doncic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Jalen Brunson. And I'm gonna start this off with Nikola Jokic, the Denver Nuggets, or not the Denver Nuggets, but Nikola Jokic himself. He has the highest on and off net rating. So I believe the Nuggets were like plus 12 with Jokic on the court and -4 without him. That's a 16-point differential. That's insane. Like Nikola Jokic is super valuable. He's became a better defender. He's one of the best passers of all time, one of the best scorers. He's got it all, and he's the best player in the world as we speak right now. Number 2, following him up is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. He's averaging 35. He's like a 35-5 guy a night. Man is amazing at defense. He's everything that you would want in a star combo guard, man. Like Shea is amazing, and the Thunder for me this year have been the biggest surprise, and a big part of that contributes to their defense because last year they had a top 15 defense without a rim protector, which is very impressive. And then they got Chet down there, which just boom changed everything, and they're one of the best defenses for real now. And then Shea on the other end of the ball, he's been absolutely a menace. Shea Gilgeous, he's killing teams in the mid range. That baseline sideline jumper that he does, man, I love that jumper whenever he does it. And yeah, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander follows up Nikola Jokic, and following up Shea, we have Luka Doncic. And the crazy thing is, Luka Doncic could have an argument for number 1. He really could. But these other two, no matter what how crazy this Western Conference has been this year, it had to be someone in the West, especially the way that these guys are all having arguments as top 5 players in the world. In my opinion, Shea has to show him a little more in the playoffs. But while these guys are all in the conversation for top 5 player in the world, they also having great regular season. So Luka's number 3, Giannis is number 4. Giannis just had a year for the a year for I don't even know, man. He averaged 30 on 60% shooting. That's insane. And my biggest argument is Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson has had a team that's been very hurt, and he has brought them to the 2 seed. They won 50 games this year, got the number 2 seed. Mitchell Robinson was out. His co-star Julius Randle was basically out for 3/4 of the season. Dude, that's very impressive. And I remember even after like the RJ Barrett trade, they went like it wasn't that much. I just brought up a very irrelevant point, but look, there was a lot of games where guys were missing, and Jalen Brunson, he stayed pretty healthy, and he even had a game this year when he scored 60 almost. Probably did score 60. I watched that game too. Jalen Brunson's been very impressive this year for the New York Knicks. He's been their only lead guard for real. Miles McBride has stepped it up for sure, but Jalen Brunson has been amazing for the New York Knicks, and salute to him. We're on to our Defensive Player of the Year, also known as the Hakeem Olajuwon Award. I should have mentioned that for the Jordan Award. Look a little cool, made a little graphic for all of these, but we're on to the Hakeem Olajuwon Award, the Defensive Player of the Year for the 2024 NBA season. Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert just absolutely he's an absolute menace in the paint. And this Timberwolves defense is one of the greatest defensive units we're watching of all time. Like straight up, like this Minnesota Timberwolves team, man. Holy, if they go on a run in the playoffs, they could solidify themselves as one of the best defenses of all time. And Rudy Gobert is the guy manning it in the middle. And I mean, we seen how people love to talk. They talk about Rudy Gobert, but when he was on the Timberwolves, they one of the best defenses of all time. When he was on the Jazz, they one of the best defenses of all time. When he's off the Jazz, they not. When he's on before he was on the Wolves, they was not. So like as long as you know who Rudy Gobert is, at least in the regular season, at least give him that for now. He could go prove himself in the playoffs this year. But in the regular season, man, this man's a monster. Number 2, we got Bam Adebayo. The Miami Heat have been the 5th best defense of the year. Bam Adebayo has a similar thing where he's has the exact opposite argument from Gobert because on the Miami Heat team, similar to Victor Wembanyama, he's the real only defensive piece they got consistently. Jimmy Butler misses a lot of games, so when Jimmy Butler is there, for sure, Jimmy Butler. But Jimmy Butler misses so many games that like Bam Adebayo, most nights and days he's asked to do a lot. Bam has asked to do a lot. And he's one of the only people who could legitimately, I know we throw this phrase around a lot. I could guard the 1 through 5. He legitimately guards 1 through 5. Like, no joke. He can go from Stephen Curry to Kristaps Porzingis. You know, like that's his variety of people he could guard. Anthony Davis legit guards 1 through 5. I meant Bam Adebayo. Number 3, we got Victor Wembanyama. This man's at the end of the season, bro. He was doing his best to make his defensive player of the year race run, but you gotta at the end of the season he popped off for like crazy. But the Spurs just wasn't good enough. First of all, on defense, I understand with Victor on the court, they amazing, but that's the thing. He got to get on the court and he got to be more consistent. I understand in the beginning of the season he was a rookie, bro. Like the fact that Victor Wembanyama was in this conversation is amazing. Like too many, I'm not even gonna argue. The fact that he's even in this conversation is amazing. Shout out to you, Victor. You're gonna win plenty of these in your lifetime. Trust me. Number 4 is Anthony Davis, the Los Angeles Lakers. They literally rely on this man for every single thing on defense. It's actually bad, and he does his part. Anthony Davis is one of the best defensive players I've watched in my lifetime, honestly. And this year he had a pretty normal year on defense. I feel anything, one of his better years, to be honest. But the competition is so crazy that he ain't even been in the top 3. But Anthony Davis is an amazing defensive player, and we're gonna round this up with Herb Jones. Herb Jones is a menace on defense, and this is the thing about the defensive player of the year rankings now. The award is going to be dominated by centers. I really almost wanted to put Jared Allen right here, but like I just forced myself to put like a guard wing. You know, Herb Jones not even a guard for real. He's a guard forward. He's really a forward guard, but I really just was. I don't want to put 5 centers on here. I feel like that's lame, but that's the loophole. That's the cans of man. I'm trying to use that phrase. That's the can of worms that they open. Am I saying it right? Y'all know what I'm trying to get at. But that's what the NBA is opening up when they let this stuff be positionless. It really, you can really make an argument for Jared Allen, but also Herb Jones is in the argument, so I'm gonna give it to Herb Jones. And I really want another position besides the center here. Herb Jones is the best perimeter defender in the NBA as we speak right now. And the way that I remember a Donovan Mitchell game or Tyrese Halliburton game, bro, he be putting clamps. Shout out to Herb Jones, man. Number 3 award we talking about is the George Mikan Award. We got the 2024 Most Improved Player. That's Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey has became he was like a low end star to where he is a bona fide all-star this year, or he played like one this year. When I was doing my all NBA teams, he ended up very close. I'll spoil that much for y'all. Tyrese Maxey wasn't in my all NBA teams, or maybe I should say Tyrese wasn't. But he was in the conversation, which is good enough. And last year he wasn't even an all-star. Next, we got Kobe White, who statistically you could argue had the bigger jump, but I think role wise, Maxi did. Like Maxi became a low end star to a like borderline all NBA player this year. Kobe White has went from honestly like a backup point guard, yeah, backup point guard to a low end star. I feel like what Maxi did is more impressive. And next week up, and yeah, Kobe White's amazing. The playing game, he was amazing. Yeah, 42 is his career high. I agree with him. Hopefully they get that figured out. But next we got Alperen Sengun. Alperen Sengun, he went the way that the Rockets defense got better too, man. Like it ain't only on offense. The Rockets defense became a top 10 unit. I will admit it is not because of Sengun, but at least he's showing more effort on defense. You know, last year with the coach they had, he didn't even have to do that. So, you know, he's improved on defense slightly, and on offense with his new role that he's given. It's gonna be fun to see how Sengun turns out in the future because he's getting better. And yeah. Cam Thomas, his points per game leap took a crazy jump. You know, the Brooklyn Nets needed him to cook, and he did just that. And last but not least, I got Jalen Williams. Jalen Williams is a legit all-star in my opinion. I think Jalen Williams is going to be one of the funner number 2 options to watch in the future for the NBA. But I wouldn't have him in the most improved. Like, I had Scotty Barnes here at first, but I feel like Jalen Williams got so good. Like, I was really debating between K, Scotty, and J-Dub, but second year players really don't be getting this award. That's why at first I didn't have him as high as I wanted to, because his leap on defense is amazing. His shooting has been amazing. He's been a closer for the Thunder. The Thunder got 2 closers, Shea and J-Dub. So, like, he's gotten better in the clutch, shooting, defense, just scoring in general. J-Dub is absolute dog, but he also had a really good rookie year. So, that's why he's lower than he could be, because I kind of expected this from him. Like last year, he was my runner up for rookie of the year, I believe. He was my runner up or number 3. Yeah, J Dub has been amazing. Next, we got the Wilt Chamberlain Award, the rookie of the year. And like I said earlier, this is also my rookie first team. I got Victor, Chet, Brandon Miller, Jaime, Lively. Victor, we talked about him for the DPOY race already. That shows you how good he is as a rookie. No more conversation. Chet, I mean, if Victor didn't exist, Chet would also be having these same arguments of like, is he a DPOY? Like he would have Chet would have had some arguments, or you would have been hearing it because the Thunder have all the arguments that people are using against Victor, like oh they defense is so good. People would have been giving those arguments to Chet just because he's a rookie and they want to talk, you know, and hype him up. But Chet and Victor is amazing. But Chet is absolute, like I said, changed the core of this Thunder defense. They used to be a top 15 to 16 defense, I believe it was last year. And now they added a man in the middle, and not just any man. They added Chet Holmgren. Yeah, yeah. Brandon Miller, he had a cool start to the year. Then he heated up like that heat right there. Jaime Jaquez, because Jaime he was on a hot start. Yeah, he cooled down at the end, but he also played well. So like he cooled down from his standard from the beginning of the year, but Jaime was still good. And then last but not least, we got Derek Lively. Derek Lively stepped up for the Mavericks. At the end of the season, he had some unfortunate stuff happen to him. So like he did calm down a bit, but he had something very unfortunate happen. So it's cool. And he had a great start to the year. And he's gonna pick it back up. Next, we got the 6th Man of the Year award. We got Malik Monk winning it. I got Tim Hardaway Jr. second, Naz Reid third, Bobby Portis fourth, and Norman Powell would be fifth. That graphic is incorrect. Apologies for that. That's the John Havlicek Award. Malik Monk. This award came out. Actually, some of these awards all got announced. I believe this is the first one that got announced that we're talking about. Oh no, I'm incorrect because Tyrese Maxey did get announced for Most Improved Player yesterday. today or the day before that, it was Malik Monk. He got I'm wrong. I have Malik Monk, but the NBA chose who I have at number 3, Nas Reed. Nas Reed, he did start a lot of the season too after Cat got hurt, but that doesn't change anything in my opinion. But I just feel like Malik Monk was better. You can make the argument Nas Reed over Tim Hardaway for sure, but I feel like 18 points off the bench for the Mavericks was huge because first of all, 18 points off the bench in general was huge. But also Nas Reed's like 14 is real good too. So like I understand. I understand he's a great rebounder. Nas Reed's a way better defender. He's a knockdown shooter. So I'm cool with Nas Reed winning it. But personally, I think Malik Monk was a candidate. You could have made him a candidate for the Clutch Player of the Year award. Malik Monk was that good for the Kings in clutch situations. He played a lot of minutes. He averaged, I believe it was 15 points. Malik Monk averaged a good amount of points, about 5 assists, rebound decently for a guard, very clutch. Him not winning it was absolute robbery in my. I can't say robbery. Nas Reed is good, but him not winning it was shocking in my opinion. Just it shocked me. Bobby Portis number 4. Bobby Portis comes off that Bucks bench and he gives them almost everything they need, bro. Because they need a bruiser, they need some speed, they need spacing. Bobby Portis is amazing on that Bucks bench, and we gonna see if they can go on a run with him once again. Because they did it the year after the bubble. Bobby Portis came off that bench crazy, and he's still doing similar stuff. Next, we got the Clutch Player of the Year award. Like I was mentioning earlier, we got the Jerry West Award. Stephen Curry, he dominated this year in the clutch. He absolutely dominated in almost every statistic. And the thing I love about the Clutch Player of the Year award is it's literally just your eyes. Like all you gotta do is watch games and you know who's clutch. This year, Steph Curry, I could you not, every Warriors game I watched, bro, this man was doing something nice in the fourth. I remember there was a Lakers game where he like did a pump fake to Anthony Davis on the baseline, and he put that shot up and forced overtime. And then in overtime, he played well. Man, Stephen Curry been had this wrapped up in my opinion. I ain't gonna lie, this wasn't even a close one. Next, we got Shea Gilly. When I was watching Shea and the OKC Thunder in the clutch situations, when it came down to it, for real, they'd always give it to Shea, and Shea would make some nice plays, man. I remember he had one against the Knicks. He had one earlier in the year. I don't remember the team, but Shea in the clutch, he be getting to the basket and he be pulling up at that baseline jumper that no one can stop. And I love watching it. J Dub too. I want to shout out to J Dub here, by the way, because in the fourth quarter, J Dub goes off, but in the clutch it be Shea, and it's just so fun to watch the OKC Thunder. Next, we got Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic is another guy who statistically he dominated in the clutch stats department. And when watching the Nuggets, I mean, he does take control in the clutch. It's Nikola Jokic. It's the best player in the world. What do you expect? This man is insane. Nikola Jokic has everything to his bag. So Nikola Jokic, bro. Number 4 is DeMar DeRozan. I seen he's been getting a lot of hype. I agree with it. DeMar DeRozan has been hitting some game-winning shots. DeMar DeRozan in the clutch has been getting to the free throw line also by being aggressive. DeMar DeRozan in the clutch, yeah, he's nice. He's nice because he has an unstoppable shot that he could get to with that mid-range, and he's very good at getting to the basket. Yeah, DeMar DeRozan tough. But yeah, this year he had like a 2 to 3 game stretch where he hit like buzzer beaters again, like that one year. DeMar DeRozan. And for me, I'm gonna round this up with Paulo Banchero at 5. I see a lot of people aren't agreeing with me with the Paulo Banchero thing, but this is the Clutch Player of the Year. Literally, is just off of the games I've watched. You know, that's all I could go by. All of these awards, I'm going off of the games I've watched. I'm not gonna say stuff that I don't know, especially when it's a current event. Like I'm keeping up with the NBA currently. I'm watching games currently, so I can rank some guys currently, but some guys I'm just gonna miss out more than others. Cause like DeMar DeRozan, I didn't keep up with the Chicago Bulls that much, if I'm gonna be completely honest. Like they're just not a team I'm interested in. But these other 4 teams are teams I watched a lot. Like Paulo Banchero, I watched the Magic a lot this year. It was so fun. Jokic, I always end up watching the Nuggets now. The Thunder is fun to watch. And come on, Curry, go to State. You ain't watching that? What are you watching? So yeah, that's my Clutch Player of the Year award. my Archer back, my Archer back, my Archer back, my Archer back. Hey, yeah, yeah. The who? Hey, shout out to the Boston Celtics head coach when they had Bill Russell and he won 11 rings. Or I don't even know about. I do not know about this coach. I found out about him as I was creating this graphic. All right, so shout out to you, head coach. We got the head coach of the year for the 2024 NBA season. Who is it gonna be? Mark Dangle. Mark Dangle, him in the OKC Thunder, like I said, a very big surprise. And his defensive philosophies have been a nice reason too. Him using Shea Gilly as an off-ball defender is just very smart. Him using Lou Dort in every hard matchup is amazing because Lou Dort had 100% hardest matchups this year, like percentile wise. So you got Lou Dort as your on-ball pest. You got Shea Gilgis as your off-ball pest, and you have Jalen Williams as your other pest. Like with Chet down low. That Thunder defense is so nice, and the way that he goes deep into his bench, especially during the regular season, is very good because you got to keep these guys fresh for the playoffs. Because especially if someone goes down, and the way that he uses Josh Giddey, not a lot of teams could have a player like Josh Giddey. He's a 6'8" Ricky Rubio in the beginning of his year. You remember when Ricky Rubio couldn't shoot? This kind of what Josh Giddey is at 6'8", or like a Ben Simmons almost for people who don't know about Ricky Rubio. But at least he puts him up, but he just misses. And Mark Dangoff finds a way to use him in games. I think that's very impressive. Yeah, Isaiah Joe, who he's been in the NBA for a while, but until he got to the Thunder, he didn't really break out like this. And you got guys like Andrew Wiggins, who he knows how to use. The Thunder is a real nice team, and I do think they have solid coaching. The Orlando Magic have Jamal Mosley, who, if I was to rank coaches, I think I'd have Jamal Mosley over Mark. But how good the Thunder were this year, you just got to salute to them. But Jamal Mosley, he has instilled a strong defense into a young team, which isn't very easy. The way he uses Paolo Banchero, the way he uses Jalen Suggs, he just does stuff the right way, and it's nice to see how he uses his players. Also, Franz Wagner, love how he uses Franz. I love what the Orlando Magic is doing out there with Jamal Mosley, Chris Finch. At first, I was underrating Chris Finch. I really was, but as I watched more games, shout out to Chris Finch. I wrote you an apology letter on Up the Score Show. If y'all guys want to hear more from me, give a follow to at Up the Score Show. It's on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere. It's a podcast I'm a part of, and yeah, right there, I gave Chris Finch an apology because I was on the podcast talking about how, man, he's overrated. And nah, if anything, he's underrated. I was chatting. I apologize, Chris Finch. Here's my number 3 spot. Number 4, I got Nick Nurse. Nick Nurse is absolutely crazy. The Philadelphia 76ers were hurt, very hurt with Joel Embiid, and he still found a way to get them afloat. If Embiid was hurt, wasn't hurt, and he kept using Embiid how he did as a hub, got Embiid way better as a passing threat. Embiid had better scoring opportunities, and it was all due to this half court sets that Nick Nurse was writing up. Also on defense too, Nick Nurse is absolutely a top 3 coach in the NBA, but he will be number 4 for the coach of the year ranks. Number 5, it kind of came down to Ime Udoka, Joe Mazzulla, Mike Malone. Number 5 was kind of tough, but I gave it to Ime Udoka because the starting lineup for the Houston Rockets was the 3rd best starting unit in the NBA, and the Houston Rockets had a top 10 defense. And for them to be doing both of those things with the amount of talent they have, it goes to show you a lot about their coaching, and a lot of it does come to Ime Udoka. Now we got our all NBA teams. So, guys, let me explain this for y'all. The all NBA teams, in my opinion, is whoever you have top 15 in your most valuable player award ranking. Because if it's positionless, why don't I just rank the top 15 players then? Why would I, like, you feel me? If it's positionless, I'm just gonna rank the top 15. That's what they want us to do. So that's what I'm gonna do. So the top 15 MVP power rankings. aka my all NBA teams. So 1 through 5 is the first team because only 5 people could be on the first team. My first team includes Jalen Brunson, Luka Doncic, Shea Gilgeous, Nikola Jokic, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Why did I say that out of order? I don't know, but number 1 is Nikola Jokic, number 2 is Shea, number 3 is Luka, number 4 is Giannis, number 5 is Jalen Brunson. So that's my All NBA first team. I'm gonna repeat it one more time: Nikola Jokic, Shea Gilgeous, Luka Doncic, Giannis, and Jalen Brunson. My All NBA second team, so my players 6 through 10 for my MVP power rankings, is Jason Tatum, Anthony Edwards, Kevin Durant, Donovan Mitchell, and Stephen Curry. I'm going to start this off with Donovan Mitchell. He is unqualified for the award because he didn't meet the 65 game threshold. But if we were in a season prior, I would have had kept Donovan Mitchell here at 9 because he still played 55 games. Unlike Joel Embiid, who played 37 games, for example. Donovan Mitchell in the past years for MVP, he still would have been a candidate. He still would have been a candidate for all NBA teams, but it would have just been not the first team because we would have like been, oh, you only played 55 games. So like, that would have been arguments. I would have had Donovan Mitchell number 9 though, even with 55 games played. When the Cleveland Cavaliers was very hurt with Evan Mobley and Darius Garland, he carried them. Donovan Mitchell and Jared Allen carried the Cavs. But when Mobley and Garland came back, they did start to figure stuff out. But there is a point of time where Donovan Mitchell, even though he had a very bad post All-Star run, a lot of that came to him not just playing with his teammates for a majority of the year. He had to get back into the groove of playing with another ball handler and playing with another big. Donovan Mitchell was great this year. Who we're going to have in the All-NBA second team is Domantas Sabonis. So my number 6 is Jason Tatum. My number 7 is Anthony Edwards. My number 8 is Kevin Durant. My number 9 is Donovan Mitchell. My number 10 is Stephen Curry. And 11 is Domantas Sabonis. And Domantas Sabonis will be included from the 6 to 10 because Donovan Mitchell is hurt or didn't qualify. So now we're going to go from 12 to 16. Since the Donovan Mitchell thing happened, I'm going to have another player added to just make it easy to see who got disqualified and who replaced him. So from 12, I have Kawhi Leonard. Him and the Clippers have been absolutely amazing, especially since James Harden got there. Number 12 was Kawhi. Number 13 is Devin Booker. Hey, that's the pick he got drafted at. So, hey, that's a nice number for Devin Booker. But Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns, they kind of been a disappointment this year, to be honest. But him individually has still been amazing. He took on the lead facilitating role pretty well. He's still not a point guard in my opinion. Devin Booker's a shooting guard. Shooting guard is small forward, honestly, but Devin Booker's been amazing. Anthony Davis has been amazing on both ends of the floor. One of his best years he's ever having, and it's crazy that he's only 14th. Anthony Davis has been an absolute stud. Shout out to AD. Number 15 is LeBron James. I'm kind of surprised he made this team, to be honest. I was looking at players. I'm like, dang, is LeBron gonna miss it? And then he ended up getting into it. So shout out to LeBron. 15. And at number 16, who's going to replace Donovan Mitchell, but he's going to be All-NBA third team, is Rudy Gobert. Yes, this Timberwolves defense is insane. He is the number 1 player on this defense, and he's been absolutely doing his role on the offensive end too. Rudy Gobert has been very good. He's All-NBA third team. I know people don't like that. Oh, wow. So we're going to see me live in effect change my mind on something. We got the All-NBA defensive teams now. So this is my All-NBA defense power rankings. We got our first team is Rudy Gobert, Bam Adebayo, Victor Wembanyama, Anthony Davis, and Herb Jones. Our second team is Jonathan Isaac, Jared Allen, Jaden McDaniels, Alex Caruso, and Derek White. To start this one off, Jonathan Isaac has not met the requirement. So Jonathan Isaac is going to be replaced with Chet Holmgren. Chet Holmgren and the OKC Thunder have been absolutely amazing. I really almost gave this to Lou Dort, but I just had to. Lou Dort is the best perimeter defender on that team, but paint defense is so valuable. And even though I know how good Lou Dort is, and that's what I was saying about this team, because if we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the players out of the 10 spots for the all NBA defensive team is centers. Like the new position this thing is gonna make it very even harder for guards and forwards. But shout out to whatever. We got this is our team. The Thunder getting way better. Now let's talk about Jared Allen. Jared Allen's absolutely been amazing for the Cavaliers. I believe they're ranked like 6 to 8 for defensive teams in the NBA. That's their range. And without Evan Mobley, they have very little pieces on defense. It's literally just him, man, in the middle. But when they have Evan Mobley, they become even better. Like Cavaliers have a crazy Twin Towers unit right there with Jared Allen and Mobley. We got one of the best defense of all time, and their wing and perimeter defender, Jaden McDaniels. Jaden McDaniels, bro, he's tough. His length, the way he gets it at the ball, bro, he creates havoc for some players, man. He creates havoc for some players, and yeah, shout out to Jaden McDaniels. Number 9, we got Alex Caruso. We already know about Alex Caruso's grit on defense and how he gets into people, man. Alex Caruso's tough. Number 10, we got Derek White. Derek White, in my opinion, is the better perimeter defender on Boston. It's crazy, but Drew Holiday and Derek White are a nasty duo on that top of the key. But I'm going to give the edge to Derek White for now. And number 11, we already talked about Chet Holmgren. I kind of wrapped up that analysis on those picks because we 30 minutes in, man. 30 minutes in. I did not expect this to be that long, but shout out to you if you stayed for the whole time. Thank you. May everybody have a God blessed day, and thank you once again. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. We a smaller page, so we have 7 subscribers right now, so it would be very appreciated if we could get a like, comment, and subscribe. I don't like to beg, so I'm going to stop. And yeah, once again, have a nice